I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome to the channel. It's your girl, DYANAROZAY. I'm here to bring you guys the latest review for Belle Collective Birmingham. So if you are in the house, if you're in the building, I appreciate you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the cookout. Make sure y'all drop y'all city or state, wherever you are from, into the chat along with your side dishes so we can talk about this doggone show. This was actually an excellent episode. I really did enjoy it. Come on in, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. Let me call out my peeps too. Y'all know how we do it over here. I do see my sister. Oh, yay. Everybody's here. Come on in. My sister, y'all know we got the same mama, same daddy. I had someone give me the sweetest message the other day. They said, you know what? She was like, I love that you say you and your sister have the same mama, same daddy. She said that she has, I think she's one of 9 siblings, and that all of her siblings have the same mother and father. Anyway, I don't know why that makes me happy, but it was such a sweet message that I don't know, it just made me feel good. Anyway, this is my sister Clone in the house. She is volunteering her time today to hang out with us for the review. So thank you, Clone Elisa. I appreciate you. Who else we got in the house, child? Let me see. I see Sayan's mom, Saya's mom. She's also a member. Thank you, Miss Saya, for coming in and supporting today. I appreciate you. We have another member, Belle. She said, Tiffany is mean, a mean old, and I would have cussed her out. Baby, we got some things to talk about, okay? Listen, I love learning people. I really do. And I have learned some things about Miss Tiffany, child. Come on in. I see my big cousin, Dyrese. Who else? I saw Gloria in the house. Welcome, Gloria. That's my St. Louis sis. I see Mildred in Conversations in the house. Welcome, Mildred. Nice to have you, girl. You said you got the baked beans from the DMV. We got the deviled eggs in the house. I do love me a good deviled egg. Okay. Come on. Oh, with the bacon bits on top. Okay. Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl. Anyway, listen, y'all. Make sure y'all take the poll at the top of the page because damn it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my goodness. This floored the hell out of me. Listen, I figured out what's going on with these ladies. I did not, well, actually, let me say this. Kendra is a good friend of Miss Tiffany, and she's also the wife of the mayor of Birmingham. Okay, so there's a lot going on over there. And in particular, we got to see how this plays out because Tiffany and Stormmy is going to be amazing TV, in my opinion. Okay. Y'all know Tiffany is a social climber. She's a socialite. The money thing, all that stuff, y'all know people like to say it's who you know and all that shit, how you make money. Cool. We're seeing this with Tiffany. Tiffany knows people who knows people who knows people. So for her being on the show, Birmingham is my shit. This is my town. This is, you know what I'm saying? Everything goes through me or through my peeps. There isn't anything you can do over here that, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to come back to my ears. I know, especially when it comes to business. So that is an interesting little thing she got going on over there, Miss Tiffany. But it's also interesting to see Stormmy play this out because first episode, Stormy's telling us, I don't fuck with people. I don't like people. My family, the people I hang out with every day is my family. And then the next group up would be the people that works for her team. So she keeps a very small little community, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Miss Tiffany is a socialite. Like I said, she's driven by who she knows in the community. My nose is in everybody's business. So already, if y'all don't know how good and delicious and juicy this show can be, okay, as long as the producers play this right, this is a good fucking show. It's the right type of conflict. And this should be something that we all pay attention to too. You know what I'm saying? Because when people don't get to achieve certain things, sometimes in life, it's because of somebody who knows somebody who's trying to stump your flame. You know what I'm saying? Rain on your parade. Make sure you don't get what you deserve in life. You know what I mean? So I'm interested in this little story. Now, Stormy does have more money, but does money trump power? Who you know? That's the story. Oh, look at my little lights falling down. That's the story that's being told. So I cannot wait to see what's going on. You said Peach Mimosas is in the house. Thank you, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyway, with all of that said, y'all know I talk with my hands. With all of that said, I am just impressed. I'm impressed with the cast. I'm impressed with how the storyline has manifested itself in episode 5. And I just want to say that this particular show is not like the other shows we've seen under the Carlos King umbrella. Yes, it is truly about Belle's. It's truly about whether or not these women are going to be able to engage each other and make things better, whatever the mission is. Because I don't even think we've gotten a full mission of what the collective is supposed to do together. Maybe that's still building, but I love it. I love it so far. Come on in, you guys. Take the poll at the top of the chat and let's get to it, okay? So it opens up exactly where it left off. Opens up exactly where it left off. Tiffany said that she heard from her BFF, apparently she has several BFFs, Sanita, that she may have offended Stormy. And, right now she's just trying to figure out what exactly did she say or how exactly did she say it that created this offense, because this is where Tiffany's saying she's clueless. How did it happen? I mean, I remember the mock comment, but how did that offend you? In what way? Why would that offend you? I need to know specifics, right? And she has her good friend Kendra sitting right beside her. And Kendra, baby, she's a writer, okay? Mayor's wife or not, okay? I don't get what y'all think I should be or what I should be doing, but I'm going to make them facial expressions. I'm going to look my friend in the face like, who does she think she is? Kendra was actually giving me life because I was like, that's exactly what people do. That is exactly, let me get my picture back up here. That's exactly what people do. When you are with your friend and your friend might be in some business, you are going to be like this all day. Girl, what? Do you need me, friend? That was all Kendra's energy. Shaking her head, sucking her teeth, letting Stormy know she don't fuck with you. And we already heard her say that in the car. Be careful, friend, because she might be all about her money and not understand you and what you're about. You're about service. You're about community. You're building things. Don't let that bitch mess that up for you. Oh my gosh. Come on in, everyone. What is up, Felicia Forever? Nice to have you, friend. So yeah, she's making the faces and she's letting her know, I don't with her. But yeah, Tiffany, little Tiffany, because she is about this big girl. Yeah, her energy is just so even keeled. What did I do? Well, how did I offend you? Well, how did I offend you, Stormy? Like she's keeping up with that, right? Anyway, after they go back and forth with that dumbass question, you don't think you offended me? How did I offend you? You don't think you offended me? That's when Tiffany comes in with the checkmate. Tiffany said, I see right through you. I see right through you, which is changing the full direction of everything. I don't know who you think I am, but baby, I see right through you. And this gagged Chanel. Chanel is on Stormy's side. That's her team. Now, I would expect for Chanel to have gathered herself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to make your friend look crazy. But when she said, I see right through you, Chanel's mouth drops and she tilts to the side. And look, I don't know how tall she is. She looked like she's over 6 feet, maybe. Maybe Stormy's just real short, but in that scene, everybody could have been real short and maybe she's just average size. But baby, she looked like she's 6'5" in that same scene. And she had to dip her head into Stormy's face. Like, just say, I see you like you somebody to play with. Yes, that's exactly what she did. Okay. Now, after Chanel gets that out, because I was like, I don't know if that was helpful, friend. You might have should have been like, wait a minute, bitch. Like, it would have been better for you to just be like, Tiffany, slow down, as opposed to gasp so, visibly like you did. That wasn't good. Anyway, checkmate for Tiffany. That's what I'm going to say there, because you changed the entire mood of that conversation. Anyway, Kendra interjects after that because, like I said, she down like 4 flat tires when it comes to Tiffany. And Kendra said she just asked you. This is what she asked of Stormy. She just asked you what you were offended by. Now Stormy tells Kendra, mind your business, basically. She said, girl, this ain't even about that. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We having a conversation. Your face is pretty. You cute. Now back the fuck out of this conversation, in other words. This is not for you. Now Kendra does a spin because she's like, you don't know who I am. She literally goes, are you out your mind? Not I'm afraid, not anything like that, but more like I already had an idea of who I thought you were. Now I know for sure who I think you are. You know what I'm saying? Now I know for sure, because you're playing games not only with my good friend Tiff, but now you're trying to play games with me. And this is what is setting the stage for this show. The socialites versus the introverts. The socialites versus the introverts at this point. But anyway, after this, Tiffany asked again, what were you offended by? Because now she knows she got her good friend Kendra on her team. Not that she didn't think she was there anyway, but baby, it's us against you at this point. Chanel throws her hand up. The mop. The mop is what she was offended by. Again, I'm not sure. I understand that Chanel thought she was helping, but baby, no, because now it seems like, well, I just want this all to go away. You can tell that Chanel is one of those people that really does not like for, confrontation to happen. So all of this is getting under her skin. So she's like, can I say it's the mop? It's the mop. That's what she's offended by. I really feel like Stormy didn't want you to do that. I really feel like Stormy probably thought, oh, I should have left your ass in the car. I should have left you in the car, because baby, this is a showdown and one of us got to walk away victorious, and you are messing up my flow, period. My sister can attest to this, baby. When we were kids, I remember my mama got into it with somebody, and we young. So we like, Ma, get your ass in the car. Get in the car right now. I am here to have this confrontation, and whatever we got going on, we gonna get going on. But don't pull on me. Don't be making it seem like, I gotta tend to you. Go. I got shit I gotta do. This is what I feel like Stormy felt like. If you don't move them out of my way, I'm trying to get something settled here. This isn't the time. But anyway, after she threw her hand up and said the mop, Tiffany's like, got it. So that's what Sonetta said, that you were offended by the mop. And now your good Judy, Chanel, is telling me that you're offended by the mop. You couldn't do it though. So yeah, okay. Now I'm finally getting the answers that I've been asking for from you, because you literally shifted things. Not you, Stormy, your good friend Chanel. Don't bring Chanel to any more gunfights, knife fights, shootouts, whatever. Don't do it. I mean, good gravy. This you if you had to see which one was going to blink first, unfortunately for you, Chanel made you blink first, even though that's not what you wanted to do. You told her good friend Kendra run along, but this was the wrong move. Okay, not the good Judy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, now that Tiffany says that, listen, this is what you was obviously offended by. I hate that you didn't, share it with me. Now Kendra comes in with the alley-oop. This is how in tune these two were. Kendra, who was literally downloaded on what the mop situation was in the car ride over, and said to her friend Tiffany, watch Stormy. I don't trust her friend. I don't even know why you want to be a friend with her. But I'm giving you my thoughts on it. Now Kendra comes in with the alley-oop. And she said, what was the mop thing about? You know what the mop thing was about. But she said, girl, what was it about? Since she can't talk, since she can't use her words and can't get past 3 syllables, why don't you tell me? I would have been so angry. Anyway, after all of that, Kendra basically lets Stormy and Chanel know that she's on whatever Tiffany is on. And Tiffany starts laughing and she said, you know what, Stormy, I thought it was a joke. And even though you didn't find it funny, I didn't realize that you were offended by it, okay? Chanel says, do you know the racial implications of telling a Black woman to use a mop? Oh my God. Where's my sound effects? Please leave Chanel in the car from now on. I think that Chanel is valuable in a lot of ways, but not here. I've never been so embarrassed for anybody. I've never been so embarrassed for anybody. She said, do you know the racial implications of using a mop? This makes Tiffany look at her friend Kendra like, this motherfucker, are you dumb? In confessional, she said, girl, we're all Black. Don't put that over my head. Go back to school. What are you doing? Okay? She ain't lying. I was like, well, do you want to, girl? No. No. But yeah. Anyway, Kendra said, listen, Stormy. Oh, hold on. Let me back this up. After she tells Chanel to calm down, and I want y'all to pay attention. She gives her friend the look that Tiffany gives Kendra when Chanel said that. Let me know right then and there. I said, baby, they're going to talk about your ass all the way back to wherever they're going. All night long, they're going to be bringing the story up, laughing, giggling, joking over you. This is the type of stuff that ruins your day, that puts a bad energy inside of you, because you know you didn't get it off the way you wanted to get it off. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, Erica, she used the whole mop thing with other Black women. And even then, I was like, well, no. That's why I said she should have left her in the car. She should have just told her to go inside and get the tickets, okay, until mama finishes what she got to say. But no, that's not what happened. Anyway, after all of that, Kendra looks at her good friend Tiffany and says, honey, even though you didn't mean to be offensive, she was clearly offended, right? Even though you didn't mean to be offensive, she was clearly offensive. She was clearly offended. That's when Tiffany says, you right, friend, you right. So listen, you were offended, and I just want to make sure that I make it clear that it was a joke. And even if you didn't find it funny, I did, and that's okay, which is not an apology. That's not an apology. Now, I don't know how the shit was edited, but I do know I never heard her apologize, even in this scene. Nowhere. She said, listen, you were offended. I just wanted to know what it was because I found it to be a joke. And even if you didn't find it funny, I did, and that's okay. That's not an apology. But Chanel comes through with, oh, that's a backwards apology. Girl, that wasn't an apology at all. She didn't apologize to you. There was nothing there that was an apology. I was so humiliated. I was so humiliated. And then then Tiffany brings it home. This was the worst part because after saying, now that I've gotten you to say it, because I'm still not apologizing for it, Tiffany also says to her, listen, moving forward, the next time you're offended by something I say, talk to me about it. Bitch, kiss the ring, bow down. You got a problem with me? Don't share it with everybody else. Be the bigger person. Talk to me the way I'm talking to you right now, because I'm not changing anything. I'm not taking it back, and she damn sure did not apologize. That's why I had y'all take the poll at the top, because I said, baby, I watched this a couple of times, and I did not hear an apology said ever. Not in this scene anyway, because she's going to say some shit to Kayla after that's going to change everything. Come on in, everyone. Thank y'all for coming through and watching. Hit the like button and share the video for me. Anyway, Stormy's still sitting there, trying to figure things out, like, where do I go from here? And she's sitting there like, I'm sure she wanted to say I didn't hear an apology. But Kendra says, if you can't take or accept this apology, which wasn't an apology, Kendra said, you're being immature. You're being immature if you don't think this is an apology, if you can't accept it. And Stormy said, that's your opinion. Baby, they mopped the floor with Stormy. They mopped the floor with Stormy, unfortunately. But I will say this. I think Stormy would have fared better if it wasn't for her friend Chanel. I think her friend Chanel lowered all of her points in that damn scene, personally. And now we know that Chanel should not be a part of these back and forths. You're going to have to move her on. Hopefully, the way Candy Burris, I forgot who it was. Was it Candy Burris? She was screaming on Marlo. And then she looks over at Kenya and she said, you better not fucking hold me. Don't touch me. Don't say shit to me. Let me get my shit off with this woman. That's exactly what Stormy needed to do. But that was a horrible scene, unfortunately, because of Stormy's good friend, Chanel. Chanel, that whole scene. She messed that whole entire scene up. Then when Tiffany walks away, because Tiffany knows she has Stormy's goat, Tiffany looked at them and said, you know what this is? Actually, she looked at her friend. She said, friend, you know what this is? The problem here is that darkness doesn't like the light. Darkness doesn't like the light. And Stormy had nothing to say. They walked off. Chanel was like, are they calling us darkness? Did she call us darkness? Girl, yes. Did you not hear it? Oh my goodness. That was a horrible scene. That was horrible. It was horrible. But it was a win for Tiffany, child. Like I said, everything changed right after Chanel interjected. And sometimes you just have the wrong company with you when you are into it. And you might have to cuss your friend out sometimes and turn around and say, don't do that anymore. Go sit down somewhere. Let me finish what I got to finish, which is also bad, but you understand it. You know what I'm saying? But all I could think of was that moment with my mama, and also that moment with Candy Burris, when she knew, whatever you do, don't put your hands on me and give me 50 feet, move, because y'all, I understand you trying to be a friend to me, But if you don't let me get my shit off with this lady, you gonna make me look bad, and I don't want to look bad. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's how it ended. Oh, yikes. All I want people to do is to read a little bit and to make sure that when you are using history, you are referencing it. You're applying it correctly. That was not the way to do it. That was not the way to do it, Chanel. Oh my goodness. Anyway, come on in, you guys. Hit the like button, share the video. The next scene up. Well, let me get the poll first. Let me get the poll so that we can stay. So I asked you guys if you thought that Tiffany apologized for the mock comment at the Civil Rights Museum. 21% of you said yes, she should have took whatever she got and just moved on, while 79% of you said there was no apology given. And you are right. There was no apology given, so there was nothing to accept. No apology given, so there was nothing to accept. I'm not even sure if she apologized that first night. I think it came out in humor, but what happened there was not cool. All right, listen. Anyway, let's talk about Stormy and her little boy Chase. Handsomest kid ever, looks exactly like his daddy. Oh my goodness, has his dad's whole entire face. Anyway, he gets whatever he wants, period. Okay, I even put that on a little post. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. I know you're not supposed to spoil kids, but damn it, that baby would get whatever he wants because he is just the cutest little thing. But she is at home making lunch for Chase, child, and you can just tell that rose petals fall at Chase's feet wherever he runs through that damn house. She's talking to him about, listen, baby, we got money. You know what I'm saying? I'm building your grandmother and your grandfather a house. And she said, I want us to get to build a little time capsule. Find 3 things you want to put in the time capsule, and we're going to bury it in the back of grandma's new property. And then when you get older and you have kids of your own, you'll be able to take them back there and, dig it up and show them all the stuff. Okay. You are fully in tune. Thank you, girl. I appreciate you. Yes, y'all hear me. So she's talking to him about it, and it was just real cute to see. I love to see stuff like that. Go ahead and teach the kids how to remember their childhood, and it's one of those things you pass on generation from generation, right? And also being able to watch a Black woman build a house for her mother. This is everybody's dream. The majority of people think about making sure that their parents live better than they live. You know what I'm saying? I heard the other day on something I was watching that for the first time ever, millennials are worse off than their parents. And that's just heartbreaking because of the way the economy and the shit that's happening now. But they said for the first time, they're worse off than their parents. But now you get to watch Stormy build this house on television for her mama and daddy, and then also talk to her son about it. Look, this is what we're doing. This is legacy. This is what it looks like. I'm going to work hard so that I can pass on all the tools and the jewels to you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they also talked about how Stormy was raised and how it's important for her to raise her son with a different kind of love than her mama gave to her. Her mama ruled with an iron fist, but Stormy has already shared with us, she grew up in a one-stoplight town in Mississippi. And anybody who's lived back then, child, even now, you know that living in Mississippi is survival for the most part, especially in that type of community. You're living to survive. So the tools you're passing on to your children is survival tools. Everything is about how you get home at the end of the day. And her mother's going to tell her that at the end of the episode too, how you get home. And so Stormy, who I know is understanding, I'm hoping that she understands because I know she does love her mother, but she says, listen, I don't have to do that with my son. I'm trying to raise him in a way where he experiences love from me differently. That's important too. All important conversations. I enjoyed it. And she also talked about how she almost lost her life during childbirth with Chase and that he's her little miracle baby, right? So that was the next scene. It was super cute. You have to watch it. There's rarely gentle parenting in the South. Exactly. Exactly. And most of us know this. Most of us know this who come from that type of background or have parents or grandparents who was raised there. That's why the grandparents were so soft with the grandchildren. And then your mama's like, you didn't do that with me. Yes, well, I'll have to do that with the grandbabies, right? We know that they're living right. They're a little better. The times have changed. Laws have changed. So we're just being more hopeful, right? Anyway, let's talk about Amber and Kylin, her niece. So Amber tells her niece, Amber and her niece, they're sitting in bed, child, wearing canvas pajamas. Canvas pajamas. They also have little bonnets on. Anyway, I thought they are a cute little duo, the aunt and the niece. But they're laying in the bed, and Amber tells her niece that the fertility medication is whooping her butt. Okay, whatever dose they put her on initially wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So her eggs wasn't growing and all of that stuff. Her follicles weren't growing and she wasn't producing eggs. So they had to up her medication a lot, and it's making her sick. Her stomach is cramping. What else did she say? Basically, she's throwing up all the time. It's just a big fat mess. Anyway, she's telling Amber all about it. And she said, baby, that's not even the worst of it. The worst of it is if this cycle doesn't work, if I have to get bumped out before the procedure, I'm going to have to do this shit all over again. So I'm going to have to buy more medication, buy a whole new cycle, the whole nine. And Kylin tells her aunt, you might be better off having a baby the old-fashioned way. You might be better off having a baby the old-fashioned way. For as much as Kylin says whatever is on her mind, she does not care, which is funny to me because she's going to chase after Kayla about what she said. Baby, you got the same mouth if you want to be perfectly honest about it. Anyway, Kylin tells Amber that she is going to address Kayla at the Galantine party. Okay, so Netta's having a Galantines party, and she said, I am not going to let that shit go. I'm going to, go. I'm definitely addressing her face to face. People like to hear from the horse's mouth. I like to talk directly to the ass when it comes to things that's said over me. And Amber said that she is afraid about what her niece Kylin might say to the girl. She was like, I'm hoping for the best, but that girl's mouth is raggedy. She says whatever is in her heart. Okay, right or wrong. So I'm gonna be across the hall. Hopefully everything works out for her. Niece and Amber's mom are quite insensitive. That was some insensitive stuff to say. That's what when I was looking at it, I said, girl, what? Why would you say it like that? But yes, ma'am. Hey, Miss Stormy Love. Hey, girl, thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know I love my members. If you'd like to become a member, there's a link at the top of the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. But yeah, so that's how that scene ends, okay? Now let's talk about this lunch because like I said, oh my goodness, I could not believe it. Tiffany and Kendra, this is exactly where this thumbnail picture is coming from. Woo. The way they damn near laid hands on Kayla, was awful, okay? Listen, Tiffany and Kendra, well, let's say this. Tiffany first invites Kayla to lunch because she said, baby, listen, Kayla doesn't have any friends. And, even though she knows that Kayla's a good friend of Stormy's, she says she wants to invite her out because when they did that kickboxing or some sort of boxing exercise class, she said that she was real touched by her story. Now, if y'all remember, it was actually Sanita who says in that little meeting, in that kickboxing exercise, she's the one who tells Tiffany, you need to apologize to Stormy. She says that in front of everybody. You should apologize to Stormy for what you said about that mop comment, friend. I think she was offended. So that's the first time Kayla hears it, right? And Kayla didn't ask any questions about it, but that is the first time she hears it. But after that meeting, Tiffany says, baby, let's bring you to lunch so you can understand what sisterhood is, so you can understand how friends support each other. Because the way you made it sound, that husband kept you under a rock, okay? If you wasn't, watching them damn kids and cooking dinner, you wasn't allowed to do anything. And my heart is bleeding for you. And I was like, what a interesting way to tell somebody to invite somebody out the house, because she didn't mind saying it. Nobody minds saying whatever's there's no way to soften the blow. Everybody just says exactly what's in their head to say. You know what I'm saying? So Tiffany and Kendra arrived first. And again, I'm enjoying this friendship because as soon as she sits down, soon as Kendra sits down, she gives her friend a look. You still feeling okay, friend, from what happened yesterday? And really what they're both saying is how much energy we're going to give this scene, right? And Tiffany basically says, I'm not giving it any fucking energy. Because she said, yeah, girl, was in one ear, out the other. I didn't give it another thought. Kendra said, I understand. And that's where she left it. You know what I'm saying? If they were supposed to come in to talk about that scene, Kendra and Tiffany decided before they got there, we're not talking about the scene. We're not talking about it. And this is how we're going to end it. All right, now here comes Kayla. Kayla looked like she rolled right out of bed. One thing I'm going to say about Kayla, what I'm enjoying about her, is even though this girl is brand new to everything, she doesn't care. She shows up her authentic self. Her authentic self. She said, I don't want to be here. I don't do girls' lunches, dinners, anything. I really don't even have girlfriends. My life, much like Stormy's life, is my house, my children, and the people I work with. Outside of that, I was hoping that she canceled because I didn't want to be here today. But I'm a team player. I agreed to be here, so I'm coming. And when I tell y'all, not a stitch of makeup, no lip, no eye, no shit. I'm wearing these glasses, this hat, damn near pajamas, this leisure suit that damn near was pajamas, and they're going to get what they get. Oh my goodness. Loved it. Loved it. Okay. You said, Anyway, when she comes in, they dive right into her divorce. Both Kendra and Tiffany. They're like, girl, how long was you married? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if Tiffany is a ditz, like everybody wants her, make it out for her to be, she's ditzy in a way where she's super honest about her own life. So I can see why she would just say whatever's on her heart with everybody else's life. There's a certain group of people who don't really share about themselves, but they'll be nasty over everything they say about you. Y'all know what I'm talking about? At least with I might have said that wrong. Kayla. Let me get the names up, child. What I was trying to say was Kayla, if I didn't say it that way. Kayla says things about herself that a lot of people wouldn't share about themselves. Do you know what I mean? So when you're sitting in conversations, it was easy for her to say, yeah, that relationship was horrible for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know any better. When I was 16, I was on the internet looking for relationships. That's how bad things were for me back when I was a kid. My dad died when I was 11. So she's just speaking openly. She does not care. My relationship was so bad that when I was going through divorce, yes, prayer helped, but really it was that damn tequila that got me through all day and night, driving the kids to school, come back home for work. Before I went to bed, I was drinking heavy and I don't give a shit. And then finally I realized when I am sober, those problems are still there. So I need to fuck down and stop trying to take myself out of here. And that's when I started to get better. Do I drink? Yes, I drink still, but not the way I did. And I can say it out loud. So like I said, that type of conversation, people don't share with strangers because she don't know those women. Okay. Those two ladies are old girls. She said that before. I don't know them. But the way she sits and speaks with ease over her life makes her the ringleader. She's the head of this damn show. I said when I saw her, I'm loving Kayla. Kayla is amazing. But what nobody else gets is that because she speaks that way over herself, she also speaks like that with others because she doesn't know any different. And people are thinking she's being insensitive when the truth is, you know how you can point out an insensitive person? It's because they make sure they speak a certain way over their own shit, but they'll say anything over yours. For instance, for instance, when Tiffany is, trying to give the girl advice and she's saying it however she wants to say it, you know what I'm saying? And then she brings up her mother passing away in 2019. And, oh, yeah, I drank a lot in 2019 because my mother passed away. So I relate to that. But it's packaged nice and neat. She didn't say what was going on with her, where Kayla was really sharing what was going on with her. I drank all day, every day, from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. And that says a lot about her. That says a lot about who she is and how she thinks of herself and how she's really sharing amongst the Belles. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, another point would be when the food came and they got these damn shrimp and grits on the table. And Tiffany's like, can I get some sugar? Let me ask y'all in the chat, if you put sugar on grits, put a 2 in the chat. If you cannot stand sugar on grits, put a 4 in the chat, okay? I'm going to put my number in the chat too. But when they brought them grits to the table and Kayla looked over there, she said, Tiffany said, can I get some sugar? Kayla went, oh my God, please don't. Don't do it. Look, everybody's putting a 4 in the chat. She said, don't do it, girl, please. They're already savory. And then let me see if I can find something. Hold on. Tiffany took that damn packet of damn sugar and did like this and ripped it while she stared a hole into Kayla and then poured it all over her food and then started eating. She went, these are good. Girl, you ain't stopping me from putting this damn sugar on here. That was so funny to me. You said salt and butter. I'm not going to flip out when someone puts sugar on their grits. I didn't think she flipped out, but I just think that she just says whatever's in her head. Like, she doesn't think about it the way everybody else thinks about it. And the reason why everyone else think about it that way is because they hide their shit. Because you can tell, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that was just funny to me. All right, let's move on. Kayla ends up asking the ladies, hey, because y'all remember the only 2 people that ended up showing up to the Civil Rights Museum, even though all the Belles were supposed to come, was Stormmy and Tiffany. Kayla said she had issues with the kids, so she couldn't go. But she asked a legitimate question. How was the Civil Rights Institute? Did y'all have fun? How did it go? And Kendra and Tiffany make eyes right away. Camera caught it. Kendra dips her head to go like this, like, where are you with this conversation, friend? Because they know what production's going to do. Anyway, Kendra answers for Tiffany. We didn't make it inside. And then Kayla asks, what happened? Normal question. What happened? Now Tiffany says, I'm the type of person that likes to resolve things instead of talking about it with the other Belles. Crazy, right? Because again, they were just sitting there sharing all of their personal business, really getting in tune with each other to the point of where I think Kayla says something like, oh my God, I didn't realize I was going to have y'all as my therapist today, right? One of them said it that way. So we know that they're not just coming to the table and not knowing anything about each other. They're having a moment where they're really sharing deep shit. And so all of a sudden everything goes, and the tires screech, the record scratches, everything stops. Kayla asked Tiffany, is there a reason why you just didn't reach out to Stormmy directly? And Tiffany then goes into this story where she says, because she's also being very measured. Tiffany is adjusting in her seat. She keeps looking at her friend like, but she's also looking Kayla directly in the eye because she thinks that she's trying to play her. So she's looking at her and she goes, well, when I saw Stormy yesterday, I apologize if I offended her, but I thought it was funny. She's coming from a completely different conversation than Kayla, because we didn't see Kayla have a conversation with anybody about what happened yesterday. So Kayla says, you thought what was funny? And that's it. That's where everything goes sour. She says, the mop situation. Kayla said, what mop situation? Tiffany said, aren't you and Stormy real good friends? You told me that when we first met, that the two of you are real good friends. Kayla said, yes, we are. And now Tiffany is like, gotcha, bitch. What you're never going to do is think you're playing on my top. Because like most people, we all do this. We all do this. Girl, I know who you know. So what you're not going to do is make it, you know what I'm saying? Try to get me to say shit that you can go run back and tell her. The problem now is that I had people running back to me and telling me stuff. And I just told Stormy before I left that if you have a problem with me, come to me. So I feel like Stormy put you here as her little minion to get things out of me, and I don't like it. Now, is she wrong? Wrong is two left shoes. unless producers show us something later, this Tiffany is wrong as two left shoes, but she is giving Kayla all the heat. Okay. Meanwhile, they never spoke. Come on in. Welcome, 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 Erica. Erica's another one of my members. Y'all know I love to call them out. Thank you, friend, for coming to the cookout, okay? But yeah, she's at this point, she's already at the top of the game. She's like, baby, the way I left shit with Stormy, I left on top. And I'm going to stay on top. I'm going to stay on top. I'm not going to let you come over here with that bullshit, right? And now Tiffany and Kendra are mean mugging Kayla. Like, bitch, are you cool? Are you okay? Like, you could just see it all over their face. They're not feeling her. And Kayla, because again, she's the type of person she is. Everyone want to say that she plays dumb. I'm not so sure. I'm not sure she's playing dumb. I really think this is just who she is. She told y'all that she's not as socially, involved as you guys are. She's been very honest about that. I don't hang out with people. I don't know what the cues are, right? So she's kind of sitting there like, why is everybody so weird with me? But she's still eating them damn shrimp and grits. She said, baby, this is the best shrimp and grits I ever had. And I may not get invited out to another lunch, and that's fine with me. Another lunch, another brunch, another whatever this is. But I don't know why y'all acting so funky toward me. All I'm doing is asking a question. Why didn't you just call Stormy directly and ask her if you didn't want all the bells in the business? You don't want to bring the shit up. I didn't bring it up. You brought it up. And all I'm trying to do is get a clear understanding of what happened. Tiffany actually says, I see where this conversation is going. Okay. And I would rather talk to Stormy directly and not you. So all this additional questions you asking, it's not going to happen. I don't want to talk to you. Now Kayla's like, I don't even know what I did wrong. She actually says this. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm being genuine. I mean, I see y'all are pissed, but I just don't know why. I don't know what I did to get you here. I just asked a question. Now Tiffany is saying in her confessional, that bitch ain't that ditzy. She's not this ditzy. Okay? What is going on? Ditzy is a word that they're going to throw over Kayla probably for the rest of the season. Okay? Maybe throughout the entirety of the franchise. But they keep calling this girl ditzy. She's not ditzy. She just does not She doesn't think about things the way y'all think about them. If she did, she would know to protect herself, because you might be the type of person that tried to use the stuff she says to you against her later. And she doesn't even know that. She's really being genuine with y'all. Doesn't matter though. Kendra jumps in it, because now Kendra's like, baby, we already did this shit yesterday, and I don't like Stormy no way. So if she is gonna run tell that, make sure you put what I got to say in it to it, okay? So Kendra jumps in and said, she just told you that she didn't want to talk about it. So why do you keep asking questions? Kayla said, I don't do gang ups. Now, this is what make people think that Kayla know a little more than what she does, because Kayla will not let anybody railroad her. And my assumption of this is that whatever was going on in that household between her and her husband, she knows how to fight back. She might say things exactly the way she, thinks about them in her head, but she ain't gonna let you railroad her, okay? So the second Kendra jumps in and she said, not the gang up, bitch. Not the gang up. Yeah. I'm talking to one of y'all at a time. So I don't care what your thoughts are. My conversation is with this one right here, Tiffany. She's the one who invited me. She didn't say your ass was coming. So stay out of it. Okay, I'm adding a little extra stank on that, but that basically she threw that hand up and said, girl, no, I don't do gang ups. I was talking to her, so give me 50 feet, heifer. Anyway, Kendra said, girl, I don't need no new friends, okay? Now, y'all remember at the beginning of it, Tiffany said, I wanted to bring her in, show her what sisterhood looked like. We can make a new friend. Kendra, after she gets told off, Kendra said, I don't need any new friends. I'm all friend out. Okay, that's number one. Then she asked for a carryout box, because baby, what I'm never going to do is leave these grits, this strip of grits on the table. And she started packing her shit up and putting it in her carry bag. And she says this, nice trying to get to know you. Nice trying to get to know you, Kayla. But may we never meet again. Okay? I don't care. And then she walked right on out the door. Love you, friend. Nice trying to get to know you, heifer. But I don't need a new friend. You might need me. In fact, I'm sure I could probably help you out of some stuff. What did Nene Leaks tell Sheree? Call me when you need something, baby. I'm your girl. when you need something, because you think that white lady gonna help you out, she ain't. But when the chips are down for you, Sheree, give me a call. That's exactly what Kendra did. I gotta go. I'm not sitting through this shit. And they just started eating, okay? They still a whole lot of food left in that damn plate. A whole lot of food left in that plate. Anyway, Tiffany wraps things up with Kayla, basically said, I brought you here because I was trying to be a friend to you. Kayla is still like confused as hell. I don't even know what I did. I just asked a question. I don't know anything else. But Tiffany feels like Kayla is only there as Stormy's minion, and she even says it. I know what you're here to do. I'm not letting you do it. I'm way smarter than that, heifer. So going ahead, check, please. I'll pay for everything. Pack your and you gone. I'll wait for the check. Okay, I don't want to talk to you no more. We're done. She dismisses the girl, and Kayla goes outside. She stands at the corner. Production said, baby, get on the phone with Stormy right fuck now. Right now. She leaned up against that damn wall with her damn doggy bag, said she couldn't wait to get home and eat the rest. She put Stormy on FaceTime and she said, baby, what happened yesterday? Because I just had lunch with Tiffany and Kendra, and whatever y'all had going on, they pushed it back on me. And I don't even know what I did wrong. I just asked if she contacted you, and why would she be having conversations with everybody if it was just between the two of y'all? Like, what? I don't know anything about this damn mop situation. And then production decides to roll back where Kayla actually heard the whole mop conversation from. And it was not Stormy at all. It was Sonetta, Tiffany's good friend. And I told y'all in episode 1, I want to see how Sonetta being in every situation where Tiffany is being talked about and then running it back to everybody else. How is that going to work? Because baby, you're not supposed to do that as a friend. You see how Kendra was? I don't need to hear anything else from you. I don't need to hear anything else from you. That's my friend. That's what you're supposed to be also. The way all of this is happening, I thought you said that Tiffany invited Kayla. Tiffany did invite Kayla to lunch. Did I say something different? I'm sorry. There's so many names and I'm still getting used to it right now. Tiffany is the one who invited Kayla to the brunch, but she's also the one who dismissed her, right? And then in the car ride to, they were in that Sprinter van headed over to Huntsville for the 48-hour live. You see Sonetta in the back seat giving all the tea about what went down with the mop situation. She's telling that to, I said it right. Okay, malicious girl. Thank you, child. Because sometimes I be confused when I look at the comments. I got to stay out the comments. It was Sonetta who's given the rundown on what went down between Stormy and Tiffany. And they're all like gasping in the car. But girl, you're not supposed to do that. You are running all these conversations to everybody. And you're really the one that's getting people's feelings and emotions out of whack. You're running it. And I asked you guys in the beginning, I said, is this good? Because it feels like it's going to be bad. And baby, yes, it is. It's bad. You got these people and feeling bad about people. And all you had to do was shut the hell up. All you had to do was be quiet. Because when Tiffany asked her what was going on, she said, you know what? I think it was Sonetta. She said, you know, I didn't say anything. And she said, I know you didn't, friend, because she's trusting the people around her. Anyway, Sonetta's the one's messing this shit up, period. All right? You said she didn't give the situation time to fester. She handled it, she should have handled it right then and there. All right. I'm loving the show so far. Excellent, excellent. We talking about y'all, and I'm loving to see how y'all handle the situation. Please stay out the comments. Please do not take anything that bloggers say personally, child. We're watching a TV show, one that y'all get paid for. One that y'all get paid for. We're just trying to understand stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we at least I do. I get that this is a produced and edited show. I don't feel bad about anything or anybody. I've seen much worse in real life. All I'm saying is I like what y'all got going on so far. All right, now let's talk about Stormy and her mother and her father, okay? So I guess Stormy is in Mississippi, maybe. I think that's where she is. Not sure. If y'all know where Stormy was, where this house is being built, put it in the chat. But she is in Mississippi with her mother and father, and she is building her mama a house from the ground up. Okay, from the ground up. And her mother, maybe for the first time that I can recall, her mom just seems so easy peasy. Her face is relaxed. You know, when she was on Love and Marriage Huntsville, she was under a lot of stress. A lot of stress. But you didn't see that here. This woman is happy to see her daughter, her grandchild. They take that little time capsule and put it into the ground, child. It was real cute to see them as grandparents, and they are very proud of Stormy. They are proud of what she's been able to accomplish and what she is doing for them, child. Because, you know, sometimes you can't dream the biggest dream for yourself, but you live it through your children. And her mama definitely lives her dreams through Stormy, period. Okay, girl, you're the gift that keeps on giving. We had no idea that you would be here in life. And we know that the sky is the limit. You might be even bigger. Okay. And Stormy said that's true, because when I was little, baby, the way you wanted to keep me in a little box and not let me do nothing. Okay. I was supposed to finish college and get a 9 to 5 and be somebody's motherfucking secretary. Okay, working every day of the week. That was your dreams for me. But I kept this little she had a little she shed where she had her first salon. I guess that she shed goes wherever her parents go to remind her of her humble beginnings. So the she shed is on the property. It was real cute, you guys. Whatever I'm saying about it is not giving it justice, because I actually started crying when I watched it. That it was a real sensitive moment. It was a very emotional and touching moment. But she's telling her this is where it all started. What else did she get out? She also talked about, mama, you, when I was growing up, you was real hard on me. And her mother said, baby, when I raised you, I was raising you for survival. Even the stuff I say now, that's how I was taught to be a mother. You raise your kids in order for them to get grown and live a life where they can have kids, right? And they can survive it. And that's what I thought. But Pawpaw, the grandparent, okay, like all grandparents, when you see that grandchild come, you start looking at a different possibility, because they didn't have it as hard as that one had it, right? And so Stormy starts telling everybody, or at least telling them, Pawpaw was the one who dreamed a bigger dream for me. He was the one who wanted me to have everything. He was the one who told me I could be whatever I wanted to be. He was also the one who told me that, he wanted me to have children. He wanted that for me before I wanted it for myself. He was living for the day that a child came when I was even nowhere near pregnant, right? She said, I didn't even think about getting pregnant. But he wanted that baby. Stormy also looks like her grandfather, right? Oh my goodness, those lips and that nose. I said, baby, that's your face. That's your granddaddy right there. But anyway, she was having this conversation with her parents and got a little touched and emotional about it. But she said that at the end of the day, she was talking about how when Chase finally arrived, she said she had almost lost her life, but she said she was really fighting to get home so that her pawpaw could see the baby that he loved before Chase even got here. But unfortunately, he had passed away 3 days before Stormy and little Chase were released from the hospital. So it was a real emotional scene for me, because I related to a lot of what was being said, and I don't want to cry now. Anyway, sorry about that. Let's get into the next part. So let's get to the last scene. You'll have to watch it. It was a great scene, and it explained a lot about their growing up, right? About her growing up and where she is and how she gets things done now. But anyway, now the Bells are at Galentine. All the Bells are at Galentine except for Stormy. And this is a party that Sonetta threw, okay? And everybody's showing up in their beautiful red dresses, child, all the stuff. Kayla arrives in this nice little floral dress. And again, she doesn't want to be there. Kayla had a hard day. Kayla said that she has been crying all day. She has not been able to catch a moment where she can get her bearings together. And she says on camera, I would tell you about it, but I have to protect my children. So we know that whatever she was going through has to do with her ex-husband. Okay. But she said, I'm here. I said I was going to be here. It was a good moment. I really do enjoy Kayla. Kayla is a jewel on this show. Okay. Anyway, she ends up meeting up with Sonetta, and Sonetta can tell that something's wrong. She asks her if she's okay, and she shakes her head no, and she starts to, fight back tears again. And she basically just says, I had a hard day today. I can't really talk about it. They take her into another room and, they hang out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Fumi wasn't there. Thank you, Belicious. Fumi also wasn't there. Yep. Anyway, Kayla sees Kylin, the niece, Amber's niece, walking in, and she knows that she has to have this moment where the two of them are gonna, go face to face. But she was like, baby, I have cried in every damn corner of this damn party. Everybody's having fun. The who's who of Birmingham is here. Apparently Galentine's is a huge deal in Birmingham. And the first time I actually heard of Galentine's was on Love and Mayor Tunstall when Stormy brought the party over there. I didn't know anything about it, but she said, baby, this is huge. This is a big deal. And everybody here is rubbing elbows and wanting to be a part of this social event. This is where deals are made. And she said, I can't even, I don't even have it in me to, network like that. But Kylin comes over and said, I understand you might be having a hard time, baby, but you and I need to talk. Okay. And Kylin basically gets her together. She said, I was not down with that little comment you made about me under my post. You made me think about how people used to bully me back in the day when I was in school, which, yikes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, that was a bully moment. But she said, you and the rest of the Bells should be, taking care of me like y'all are one of the aunties. I expect for you to give me that same respect. You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to speak life into me. You're supposed to guide me. I shouldn't be having this damn conversation with you. You are supposed to be having these kind of conversations with me. You're an auntie in this group. Now act like it. Oh, Kylin. My goodness, Kylin is a mess, is a mess, is a mess. And then after she says that, she says, are you just natural? Listen, Kylin says, are you naturally ditzy? I went, baby, Kylin, in what way is this helpful? In what way is this helpful? Girl, you just told her you needed her to speak life into you, to treat you like like you're a niece, like you're somebody that needs to be guided. And then in the next breath, you called your auntie ditzy. That's a no. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm gonna be your internet auntie. You better pipe the hell down and stop giving people all that energy, girl. That's not necessary. Now I understand why Amber said she was afraid. You might say a couple of right things and then you go completely left. That was so crazy. Anyway, it does take Kayla off guard because she's like, why would you say that to me? And then she just goes, maybe I am. I don't know. Perhaps. Anyway, after that, they walk away, and in confessional, production asks Kayla, do you regret saying what you said over Kylin, what you posted about her? Because she said something like she might be popping pills or something. Anyway, Kayla didn't take it back. She went, I don't know, child. I don't know these people. They're giving me titles that I don't deserve, whether it is Kylin telling me I'm supposed to treat her like an auntie, babe, or like she's a niece. Baby, I got 4 kids of my own. No, I don't need to add anybody extra into this. Not to mention, somebody who is that straightforward in their communication should not be asking me to pipe my ass down. And I get it. Yeah. In what way did she offend you? Because you offended her too. Respect gets respect, girls. So you just laid the foundation for this to continue. You know what I'm saying? What else? Anyway, she ends up walking out, and that's when Kylin, Amber, and Tiffany meet back up. They talk again about how ditzy Kayla is, and Tiffany shares just a little bit with her good friend Amber about what went down between her and Stormmy. And she said, I know y'all work for her, but really, I don't like that bitch. Okay. Things went real left for me. And all she had to do was come to me if she had a problem with me. And she keeps saying that, come to me if you have a problem with me. But you never went to her, and you could have done that. You could have squashed all this beef. So I don't know. All she had to do was call and say, I know I'm not invited to your 48-hour live, and I'm okay with that, but I do want you to know that you may have taken me wrong, and I apologize for that. I don't even want to go to the live, but I don't want you to get the wrong impression about me. So you could have done that and it still be cool. But the way this is playing out is letting me know something. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say this too. I know people probably don't like Kendra, but Kendra is playing the exact role she's supposed to play. That's her damn friend. That's the role that Sanita was supposed to play. That's the role that Sanita was supposed to play. And she's the one who got all of this mess started. So I don't know. Right now, like I said, I'm enjoying the show. And Sanita, I love you too, girl. I just want to see how this plays out for the rest of the rest of the time. You know what I'm saying? Amber diverted that conversation with a quickness. Won't interrupt my coins. Oh, she started crying. Amber said, but both of y'all my friends, and I just really want my friends to get along. And I'm on medication for fertility. I know, girl. Listen, calm down. You got a real strong friend. Tiffany is a strong friend. She's a loud friend. She's a strong friend. She's a friend you warn other people about. When you have those kind of friends, the first thing you do when you introduce them is give a call before you introduce them. Hey, girl, I want you to meet this one. And I just want you to know, she might say some things at the beginning that you don't know, you don't understand. Don't get offended by it, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't get offended by it. That's just who she is. And as you get to know her, because she is a quality chick, she's someone you need to know. But as you get to know her, you'll understand it better. But don't pop off. That's the type of introduction that gets made beforehand. I would say you would do that type of introduction before anyone meets Stormmy too. You would give both of them the same speech. You're going to see she's a sweetheart. You're going to love her. But at the beginning, she might come off a little abrasive. That's just how you introduce folks. I don't know. Anyway, that's basically how it ends. I'm giving this episode a solid 10. I'm going to post my scene stealer on my community wall. It was the mop. The mop is a scene stealer. Okay. Let's see. In my opinion, Tiffany is the one who got it started trying to humble Stormmy. She did. I'm not going to lie. Tiffany, like I said, Tiffany is a socialite. The way she runs things is to test everybody. Let me see where you fall, because this is my space. This is how I handle things. And I think when she did it with others, people fall in line. Stormy's not going to fall in line. Not with that. Okay. Anyway, you said Amber may have to pick a side. She might. Tiffany is supposed to be the God-fearing person. Where's her humility and kindness? God spoke of forgiveness in the Bible. Can't trust some of these church folks. I think that we put all church folks in the same box. People can read the Bible, they can recite the Bible, and they can be completely different. They all can have completely different personalities and bring different things to the table. You know what I'm saying? I think we have to stop assuming that everybody who goes to church think one way, speak one way, move one way, because that's not true. That's not true. Tiffany shared with us at the beginning. Listen, I was an alcoholic in 2019. I was a rock'em sock'em Christian. I was a rock'em sock'em Christian back in the day. Now I've learned to use prayer to keep me from getting to the other place, to get into the other side. Okay. Diana, the way you break down a story, child, that's my job. That's what content creators are supposed to do. A lot of content creators just like to fight each other or try to bring harm to others. I try to give y'all a story that's fairly balanced and that we all can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where the money is at the end of the day. Thank you, Diana. Great commentary. Always enjoy your channel. And thank you. I appreciate all of y'all for coming over and hanging out with me. I really enjoy telling these stories. I really do. I really, really do. You have no idea. So yes, thank you guys. I think that this is a great show. I really do. I'm loving seeing the mayor's wife on the show. I can't wait to see who else they bring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see the socialite side of Birmingham. This is what we asked for on these shows, and they are going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anyway, thank y'all for being so kind to me and for supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit the like button, share the video, follow me on all platforms at DYANAROZAY. Thank you to all of my members for coming through and hanging out. I love to see you guys and let me know that I'm doing something right. Thank you to my sister too for hanging out with me today. Until the next one, bye-bye guys.